Let's talk about the story of a man who will change your whole life. During a regressive hypnosis session with renowned therapist Dolores, a writer famous for his work on paranormal phenomena, shares a disturbing experience. Under Dolores's direction, the patient, whose work explored the hidden dimensions of reality, found himself revisiting an unusual memory of his stay in a hotel room. On one turbulent night, an enigmatic visitor appeared. This seemingly timeless figure discussed with the patient the catastrophic impact of events like the Holocaust on human and technological evolution, proposing an alternative view of history that challenged any conventional understanding. More than that, people have forgotten, or worse, ignored, the warnings they left about climate change and the risks of artificial intelligence. And now, we'll find out more about this topic. After all, as we said, this man went to a meeting with some strange being who revealed shocking ideas about the world and our future. What he told you absolutely changed everything you knew until this moment. The visitor, with a look as deep as the sea in the midst of a storm, spoke of ancient texts and myths that, if properly interpreted, could offer solutions to contemporary challenges. It is vital to remember and integrate these forgotten truths in order to face the crises that strike us today. As a member of the Mayan civilization, he described the ingenuity and advanced knowledge they possessed to build their cities and temples. The man was able to visualize their complex construction techniques, using simple but effective tools to cut huge stones and erect stunning structures. He was born in Mesoamerica's lush forests and fertile lands of the former Maya Empire. From a very young age, the man was involved in the sacred rituals that permeated our society. His parents, priests dedicated to worshipping the Mayan gods, taught me the secrets of the stars, plants, and nature's cycles. The temples were especially notable, built with a mathematical precision that reflected their deep knowledge of astronomy and the calendar. As part of society, he spoke clearly to Dolores. He participated in the construction efforts and was a first-hand witness to the advanced techniques they employed. Our skilled craftsmen worked with meticulous precision, cutting and grinding stones to create perfectly fitted blocks. They treated each stone with reverence, understanding that the quality of our work would determine our ability to build durable structures. He marveled at the impressive scale of the structures in temples and pyramids, and he also watched the priests and architects carefully align every angle and line with the stars as the layers of stone rose. We firmly believed that harmony between our buildings and the cosmos was essential to guaranteeing the blessing of the gods and the stability of our civilization. In addition to monumental construction, the agricultural and irrigation systems sustained their society, and together they channeled river water that would keep our fields fertile and productive. It was a demonstration of an ability to use natural resources in a sustainable and intelligent way. Just think about that. An ancient civilization that was able to keep their thoughts at a much higher level than us. That's crazy, right? But let's get back to our story. Fortunately, he received a call to serve the gods as a priest's apprentice. Then, this man's spiritual journey began in the imposing pyramids of Tikal. He learned the rituals and ceremonies that connected our community with divinity. Every incense we burned and every prayer we sang was an expression of our devotion and gratitude for the gifts of the earth. Because, as Dolores says, the earth is a living body, pulsating and vibrating. In Maya spiritual visions, sex was considered a sacred expression of creative energy and a form of deep connection with the gods and the universe. They viewed it as a spiritual and physical union that could strengthen the ties between partners and bring harmony to the community as a whole. In their culture, Mayan priests received early education on the significance and value of sex in spirituality. It was believed that through conscious and respectful sexual relationships, we could channel vital energy and attract blessings. I saw sex not as a mere fleshly pleasure, but as an opportunity for spiritual transcendence. What do you think? By joining with a partner, We sought to elevate our souls and strengthen our connection, not only as lovers, but as spiritual companions, to a whole new level. Moreover, as a priest, it was his duty to guide others on the importance of dealing with sex with respect and reverence. They teach young people the responsibility to share their sexual energy in a conscious and loving way. This is something you may not be familiar with today, right? However, as in all cultures, we also face sex-related challenges and temptations. Desire can often obscure our spiritual discernment and lead us to behaviors that are not aligned with our higher principles. As an individual, you have to struggle to balance your own natural impulses with spiritual devotion, always seeking to find the middle way between the flesh and the spirit. In the end, sex is not mere physical pleasure, but a powerful tool for transformation and spiritual power. By accepting its importance and doing so with conscience and respect, my community and I could experience deep harmony and integrity in our lives. Mayan astrology interprets the movements of stars and planets to guide people in times of harvest and war. We refer to them as guardians of sacred knowledge, serving as a bridge between physicists and the extra-physical realm. In one of the most memorable moments of his life as a Maya priest, he witnessed a solar eclipse that occurred in the midst of an era of turmoil and uncertainty for our people. As the shadows covered the sun, they performed sacred ceremonies on the top of the main pyramid. After the eclipse, the predictions and interpretations shared with the community brought a sense of calm and hope. The words of consolation and wisdom that the masters offered were fundamental to unifying our society and inspiring us to face future challenges with courage. The priests assume the responsibility to preserve the spiritual traditions and teachings, passing them on to future generations to ensure that the flame of Maya wisdom never goes out. Even when the winds of change blew and our civilization fell, he remained faithful to his mission of honoring the gods and preserving their rich spiritual heritage. The man explained that he spent so many years working side by side with craftsmen and architects, guiding them in the creation of a structure that reached the heavens and honored the gods. Every stone we placed, every carved symbol, was an expression of our devotion and technical mastery. At least that's all the man remembers. Dolores noticed that the famous writer was very nervous about each of the revelations the visitor had made to him. He then asked how to deal with this information. At first, even the writer struggled to find words to describe it. He believed there was a reason why this visitor came to talk to him, and that these experiences transcended the boundaries of human language. One thing he said was that his civilization, like many other ancient civilizations, had several approaches to dealing with fear. They often resorted to religious or spiritual rituals to find comfort and protection from the unknown. In some cultures, such as the ancient Egyptians, it was believed that death was not the end, which offered some security from fear of mortality. In addition, some societies have developed meditation and contemplation practices to control anxiety and find emotional balance. So, it is important to note that strategies for dealing with fear vary greatly, depending on the beliefs and traditions of each culture. Here is a list. 1. Protection rituals. Many cultures perform specific rituals to protect themselves from fear and negativity. For example, the ancient Greeks practiced purification rituals, such as sacred baths and sacrifices to the gods, to protect themselves from evil forces. 2. In some civilizations, such as ancient China, India, and Egypt, traditional medicine played an important role in treating fear. Traditional medicine used herbs, acupuncture practices, and massages to balance the body and mind, thereby reducing fear and anxiety. 3. Many cultures told mythological stories in which figures such as monsters, demons, or chaos gods embodied fear. In mythology, facing these entities not only provided an explanation of fear, but also offered a sense of control over it. 4. Spiritual practices. Such practices as meditation, yoga, and shamanism were common in several ancient civilizations. These practices aim to calm the mind, strengthen the spirit, and cultivate inner peace. 5. Creating art and creative expression was also a way of dealing with fear. People were able to channel their emotions and face them in a creative and therapeutic way through painting, sculpture, music, and dance. Before I go on with the video, I'd like to ask, who's watching us? Is there any other way to deal with fear? Which one have you used? The Mayan meditated a lot, so much so that the visitor, who was most impressed, commented that when he practiced meditation regularly, he felt a significant decrease in stress. Meditation helps anyone calm their mind and find a calm space, even in the most challenging moments. Meditation helps you become more aware of the present moment. This means that you can pay more attention to your thoughts and sensations, which allows you to make more conscious decisions and be more present in your daily life. There is always a significant improvement in your mental health when you practice regularly. You become more emotionally balanced. You develop a more positive attitude toward yourself and others. You develop greater rational resilience. This helped the Mayan civilization make the best possible decisions. Over time and through meditation, they realized that the human experience is an incredible opportunity to grow and expand our consciousness. During the meeting, the writer mentioned that he was interested in Canon's views on ancient civilizations. I believed that understanding these connections could help you expand your consciousness and better understand the purpose of your own existence. It's like looking for the truth behind the appearances of everyday life, so much so that one of his favorite books is The Convoluted Universe. In this book, Dolores analyzes fascinating topics related to hypnotic regression and the origins of humanity, offering a unique insight into the nature of reality itself. This book delves into the depths of human consciousness, exploring topics such as past lives, interdimensional travel, extraterrestrial contacts, and the evolution of humanity. I would even say that I talk too much because I share incredible stories of your hypnosis sessions with clients. They reveal surprising ideas about the role each individual plays in the grand scheme of things. This book challenges conventional notions of time, space, and reality, inviting readers to broaden their understanding of everything. Dolores Cannon, as you all know, has provided a peculiar and controversial perspective on many historical events. This includes the Holocaust, as well as the books she has published about these encounters. As we mentioned at the beginning of the video, this theme. With regard to the Holocaust, Dolores Cannon has presented a narrative that many may find uncomfortable or even offensive. She suggests that events like the Holocaust are prenatal arrangements and learning experiences for the souls involved. According to Cannon, before being born, souls choose certain life challenges, including suffering and adversity, to learn and evolve spiritually. She explores this idea in her books, arguing that the souls of the Jews who suffered during the Holocaust had collectively chosen this brutal experience to balance past karmas or experience extreme suffering for reasons of spiritual growth. It also states that such terrible events serve to teach not only those who suffer, but also those who observe, subsequently remember and reflect on these atrocities. Cannon's approach to the Holocaust undoubtedly raises several important ethical questions. First, by suggesting that victims choose their suffering, their ideas can be considered to diminish the responsibility of the perpetrators of genocide. Moreover, this perspective trivializes the horrific realities victims face, reducing complex historical events to simplistic spiritual moral lessons. Historians and critics argue that this view seriously distorts the nature of the Holocaust and does not recognize the complexity and brutality of human history. It is deeply problematic and potentially harmful to suggest that the victims chose any of the suffering they endured during that period. This is because it has the potential to shape future generations' understanding and learning about the Holocaust. It is essential to strike a balance between openness to new ideas and integrity in remembering and teaching about the atrocities of the past. Now that you've heard all of this account of a session with Dolores Cannon, particularly his vision of the famous Holocaust. What do you think of all of this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want the book I recommended in this session, I will leave a promo code in the comments so you can buy it if you want. Thank you.